Today I really felt like talking about emotional intelligence and money and the link between the two. And it's mind-blowing when you discover the relationship between the two, your nervous system and your capacity to hold, circulate, receive and spend big money. Big money, big energy, big emotion. It's same. So money is the relationship we have with money is a relationship in our mind. Money has no mind. It has no meaning. It's very neutral. But through our programming, through how we were programmed when we were little, through what we witnessed, the belief we took upon ourselves, and the relationship we have with money, there's a lot. It's a loaded subject because money is linked with survival. Because it's a transaction. When we are in lack of money, our survival is perceived to be threatened. Because it's not really threatened. What I mean by that is that if I feel safe with myself, I really feel safe with myself, and that is linked with emotional intelligence. I can be wherever in the world and I don't feel in danger. I mean, unless I'm in a war zone. I'm not saying like people in war zones should feel safe. That's not what I'm saying at all. But, like I would go with a little suitcase and I would travel the world and I wouldn't feel unsafe. And I might feel I can find work, I can have enough to eat, have a roof. So my basic sense of safety, my basic need, I know that I can take care of them. That's what I mean. Like feeling safe in myself means that I know that I can take care of my basic need, no matter where I am. So that's the link with the subject of money and the conversation around money. Ooh, it's raining. All right, it's raining a lot. I'm walking with Ginger here. Let's look at her. She's so loving and lively and joyful, and she's not bothered by the rain. I remember I used to run a lot, and I would run in the rain. And this is when I learned to love everything, to love the rain as much as the sun. It's really interesting to run in the rain. There's something very freeing in that. Anyway, I'm not gonna go in that subject too far, but I remember someone saying like, "Oh, poor you, you're running in the rain," and they were like pitying me, and I couldn't help but pity the fact that they would not enjoy running in the rain. But anyway, that's just a preference. Give me a sec. I have to pick up here. All right, so the link with the nervous system and money is very, very simple when you start to see it. If I am triggered all the time, if I don't feel safe with myself, everywhere I go, I feel triggered by things or people or news, or I'm not stable in myself. It's not possible to show up in the world and feel safe then. It's not possible to have a voice, to state your value, to take your place, to take your space, because it's too scary. So once I become able to hold big energy within myself, in the presence of unconditional love for myself, I'm enthroned in chaos. What is there to fear then? If I don't judge myself for the way I feel, the way I look, what I'm saying, how I'm saying it, if I don't judge myself, first of all, if I don't judge myself, I don't judge others, because it's all a reflection of you. If I don't judge myself, what is there to fear? So it's the combination of love, the depth of your love for yourself, which is then reflected to the depth of your love for others, because what you don't reject in yourself, you don't reject in others. What you love in yourself, you can love in others, no matter what that is. It doesn't mean that you allow people to do anything. Like, it doesn't mean that you have no voice and you cannot say no and you don't have boundary. It doesn't mean that. That's like being lost in the paradigm of love and light. That's not what I mean. But once you're there, once you're in that unconditional love, you're able to receive energy, you're able to receive big energy, fear, doubt, sadness, anger, and you are able to self-regulate, meaning staying safe and anchored in a self-empowered identity, even though you feel big emotion. That's the doorway. That's the doorway to more money. And the nervous system, when it gets activated, it literally feels like you are going to die. Like, I remember when I first started this work, 2021, I got out of victim consciousness. That was the first step. I was like, oh my God, well, it's very wet. I realized there's nothing out there that can take away my peace unless I let it. So if you are at the journey of discovering that, this is great. It's great because you realize no one is doing it to me. If I don't put my light on the drama cannot exist if I don't put my light on it, if I'm not part of it. You know, conflict cannot exist if I don't participate in it. And you may realize that nothing of this world can take your peace away. And at the same time, the realization that nothing of this world can give you the happiness you're looking for. Sometimes it's disheartening because you're like, oh my God, if nothing of this world can give me my happiness, what will happen to me? But the transformation is that you then discover that happiness has nothing to do with what you have, with what you're doing, with how many certificates or achievements you have or how much money you have. And it's the most beautiful discovery. It may feel disheartening at first. I remember feeling disheartened by that, but it's the beginning of the greatest thing. It's the beginning of your greatest life, in fact, because you're waking up from the illusion. Now, when I started doing that, I remember in 2021, I would be triggered by my partner. He would say something, and instead of going into the argument with him, I chose to allow the feeling to be felt in my body. And I can honestly say, I had to go outside of the house to feel the anger. And while I was feeling the anger, I felt I could not breathe. I literally felt like the body was telling me I'm going to die. Like, it felt so intense. And I forgot because it's been a while. At the time, it felt really intense. And what I know now, while I'm learning about this work and practicing and helping people, is that I now hear it and know and realize that this is normal. Because when we are triggered by a big emotion and we allow ourselves to feel it, the body can start to be in a survival mode. it's going to tell you like it literally feels that it could die. So it falls in a survival mode. If you can stay present, and one really, really good tool that I'm going to give you right now is you stay present to your breathing. And you breathe slowly through the mouth, no, through the nose, slowly. And you exhale through your mouth as if you would exhale through a straw. And while you feel the sensation in your body, and what that does, is that it's going to bring your conscious and your subconscious to be aware of a contrast of the stability of your breathing and the charge of your body. And it's going to stabilize you in the safety that you are not chastened by a lion in this moment. There is no danger right now. And as you learn to self-regulate your system, you will not be thrown left to right as much as you used to. And because of that, you will have more courage to show up in life, to be yourself, and your abundance will expand. So as your nervous system expands, your abundance expands. That's like such a good incentive, right? If I tell you, the more you're able to be with your emotion, to allow the movement of the energy to move in your body, the more money you will make. I mean, how much motivated can you be? How much more motivated can you be to do this work? That's the incentive. And it gets easier and easier. And you will feel lighter and lighter. And in fact, you will feel more and more yourself. Yourself. And I know it sounds strange when we hear that, like you're going to be more of yourself. But let's say like your true self, true self, the blueprint of yourself when you were a little child, before you took upon yourself the limiting belief, the blueprint of yourself is purity, is joy, is I want to play the game of life because it's fun. It's without the fear of failure. It's without the fear of failure because you have not known the disappointment yet of, like someone has missed your birthday, your parent weren't there at your birthday time, your parent forgot to pick you up somewhere and you felt alone. And like every one of us, you don't have to live in a traumatizing family to have come across disappointment. Every one of us felt disappointed and unloved at some point. If you can feel the vulnerable energy in you and hold them, receive them, hear them, allow them to express through you, you return to the blueprint. You return to the joy of the little child with the wisdom of an adult. And that is the most amazing discovery. That's the most, it's your destiny. It's your purpose. Your purpose is to return to the blueprint, to live from that blueprint, and to feel ignited, empowered, inspired. And it has to do with your nervous system. It has to do with self-regulating yourself. And it's not a one and done thing. It's the journey. It's a journey to return to the blueprint. But it's much more fun journey than any type of journey you might be on in this moment. If you are not on this journey, I'm telling you, get on the train because that's the best ride of your life. It only gets better and better and better and bigger and bigger, and it's amazing, like the quantity of energy you receive, the quantity of energy you feel in your body. And it's amazing when you look at your bank account and it is reflected in your bank account in terms of the amount of money that's there. And don't take it the wrong way. I'm not saying that rich people are happy people. I'm not saying that. It's not linked. Some people, they have great wealth consciousness, but they have very poor relationship. Some people have great relationship, poor wealth consciousness. It's not linked. Some people, they work really, really hard to accumulate money and they don't have the joy of spending it because they fear lack. And if that's your case, don't judge yourself. Don't judge yourself, just notice. Because fear of lack is, I can honestly say, it's a pandemic. It's not even a disease, it's a pandemic. And it's not your fault if you feel lack. It's just that we are kind of being so exposed to that it seems normal, but it's not. It's as if people now believe that suffering is normal and that sometimes you get to be happy, but it's the inverse. Happiness is normal. Happiness is your natural state, and sometimes you may suffer. Sometimes you have grief. Sometimes you have stress and anxiety, but it's not normal. So the thing is, it's true for money as well. Abundance is normal. The feeling of feeling abundant is normal. And sometimes you may have doubt. But now we're living inverted. Like, doubt has become normal and abundance is the outlier. And it's the same with happiness. Everywhere we look, people are stressed and anxious. And that has become a normal. But it's not. It's not. It's just a misunderstanding. It's a misunderstanding. It's all inverted. So stabilizing in the safety of you is going to give you all that you ever dreamed of. It's going to give you your voice. It's going to give you the capacity to communicate clearly. It's going to give you your passion, your inspiration, your creativity. And it's worth all effort. And you know, I hear it often. There is nothing that you have to do. Okay, yes, our being is unchanged. In this moment, it's not moved. It's never moved. Awareness never changed, never moved. But in your human experience, I cannot tell you that there's nothing to do because I did what I did. I did what I did, and I know what that gave me. So I cannot tell people not to do anything. It's impossible. I can tell you, you're not broken. You don't need healing. I can tell you that. You're not broken. You are meant to receive everything. You are worthy of all abundance. There's nothing you can do or not do that can take away this worthiness from you. That I can tell you. But if it is not if you don't feel this as true, then there is something to do. Until there isn't. So it is for you to decide what is good for you and what is not good for you. But I can tell you, you're not broken and you don't need to heal. You need to remove the distortion from your lens. You need to come back to a clean lens. And that can be done by uncovering your limiting belief, knowing your limiting belief, expanding your emotional intelligence, like I just said here, recoding, dreaming, imagining your best life, allowing yourself to feel it in your body, allowing yourself to desire without needing to have it, without the neediness. Allowing yourself to dream again and embody that dream. Embody the person that you would be if you already had that dream. Embody it now, and it's gonna come to you very quickly. Yeah. So I've just described in this my 4-step framework. And if you work with me, that's the framework I'm proposing. And I know it works because it was tested on myself and on many clients, many people with whom I work. Reports amazing shift in energy. And it only gets bigger and better and better. All right. There's a link below. If you want to watch a short video, you'll be subscribed to a list to hear more about the possibility of working with me. And I don't work, so working with me, it's always fun. I only play in life. It's a game. I'm telling you, you can play. Learn the rule of the game so you can play the game. And the thing is, we were not taught this rule. I had to look everywhere to find the manual and test it on myself. All right, there's a lot of traffic. Get out of here. Have fun. Bye.